So what I want to do is I want to make clear that there are two worlds. There's a world of what we call the downward spiral. This is the world of complaint, the world of no chance, it can't be done, it's too difficult, the resources aren't there, other people are doing better, it's hopeless. We could go on and on and on. There's another world, I'm happy to say, which is why I asked for another flip chart. Radiating possibility is shaped like this. And the arrows go out in all directions, and we don't actually know where they're going. It's a place of possibility, and that's what we're here to discuss. These are two conversations. One of them, there's a lovely story of the two salesmen. Some of you have heard this story. Two salesmen go sent by a shoe company to Africa to see if they can sell shoes in the 1900s. And they had telegrams, and one of them wrote a telegram back saying, "Situation hopeless, stop. They don't wear shoes." And the other one wrote back, "Glorious opportunity, they don't have any shoes yet." Those are not statements about circumstances, they're reflections of attitude. That is a conversation. There's a conversation called the downward spiral, survival. There is a conversation called possibility, scarcity, scarcity, abundance. Right. Those aren't assessments of the situation. They are reflections of attitude. I teach at the New England Conservatory, where I have a class that I've been teaching now for 43 years. I have students from all over the world. They come there to study, graduate students, amazing players, wonderful people, but they are so anxious about the grades, about the competitions, about the pecking order, about all this stuff. It just closes them down so much. They are so anxious. They're always listening to that voice in the head. You know, the one that voice speaks in the head, the one that says, "You aren't good enough. Others play better than you do. You're going to miss that difficult bar." That keeps going and going and going and going. And it became such a problem for me as a teacher to realize that even extraordinarily talented and able people were being stopped, being really held back in their expressive life because they were so anxious about the competition and about the grades, that I came home, as I always do, to Roz, and I said, "Roz, what can we do?" And she came up with this beautiful idea that I should give each student at the beginning of the year an A in the first class with one condition. Not the one you might assume, which is that they have to come to class. I say, if you don't come to class, I can't promise you the results of the class. If you do come to class, I promise you a major breakthrough in your life and in your music. And they do come to class. Last week we had 57 students, 52 of them were enrolled in the class. Now, the condition is this. They have to write me a letter in the first 2 weeks of the year, a letter which is dated the following May of the next year, so 2009, the year when the class ends. And the letter begins with these words: "Dear Mr. Zander, I got my A because." They then have to write me a letter describing who they will have become by the following May to reflect this extraordinary grade. And I tell them to fall passionately in love with the person they're describing in that letter. And they do. They write about who they could be, who they would be, who they see themselves as. If only that damn voice would stop telling them they can't do it. And when I come into class, the person I teach is the person they have described in their letter. You see, I only take A students. It's interesting. Many of you are smiling, and some of you are going, "Oh? How does he do that?" Well, it's very simple. You can give an A to anybody. Try it. Give an A to a taxi driver, to a waitress. Give an A to the other drivers in traffic. You can give an A to your mother-in-law. You can give an A to anybody. Right? And what happens when you give an A is that the relationship is transformed. Roz is a therapist. She says if there's a breakdown in a relationship, you're not giving somebody an A. Think about it. What grade are the Arabs giving the Israelis? And what grade are the Israelis giving the Arabs? And how are they doing? So this is a new way of relating in the world. I can imagine a conversation between a Jew and an Arab which says, "It is a privilege to share this land which we inherited from our forefather Abraham. And just think what we have given to the world in art and culture and knowledge and mysticism and religion, and what we could teach the world about living together. That is something. Now, that conversation hasn't actually taken place yet. If it did, it would transform the world. Michelangelo got this one. He really got this one. He said, in each piece of marble, there's a beautiful statue. All you need is a hammer and a chisel just to get rid of the stone that's in the way of that beautiful statue. That is a theory of education. It's not the one we use. The one we use, we're up here with the teachers, the students are down here, they try to get up, they try to get up, they try to get up. They practice, they do their homework. This is as far as they get. This is the gap between their achievement and our standards. And they try to get up a little higher. Michelangelo's model is totally different. It's eye to eye. We each have a hammer and a chisel in our hand, and we're trying to get rid of that beautiful, all the stone that's in the way of that beautiful statue. That's what it means to give an A. And she said something else, which I'm going to pass on. I didn't get this for a while. It's only when you give an A to somebody that you can tell the truth to them. I got it when I had a fantastic young conducting apprentice, and he didn't do an assignment I gave to him, and I blew him up, but with love, with energy, with joy. Of course I know he's as committed to this thing as I am. Of course he wants to hear what I have to say. So these two worlds are worlds of attitude. Here my students are not very good. They're competing. They are worrying. They're up against it. Over here, well, let's look at it in action. I brought along a young fellow. I just want to get one thing really straight before you all leave. I know it's late, but actually time doesn't matter in possibility. Look, this is a world of a fixed reality. Over here, everything is fixed. The resources are fixed. So, of course, there's competition and domination and control and hierarchy and survival. This is what lives over here. This is about wealth and fame and power. Right? Those are the things we're looking for. Over here, it's a world of an abundance, because over here, there are only so many people who want to hear Nikolai play the cello, which is why there's so much competition. Over here, there are an infinite number of people who want to hear Nikolai play the cello. There are 500 of them in here, and another 3 million out in the world. Infinite. So this is an abundant conversation. You get that? It's a totally different place. Right? Totally different place. So what we do when we move over from here to here, see, wealth and fame and power is what we're mostly looking for, except at PopTech. PopTech, we're looking for a vision for human beings. And leaders, the leader, the new leader, is the one who, first of all, can distinguish the downward spiral and then has the capacity to move people over here. And I have a dream. I have a dream that every conversation this week will be impossibility. That when you go home, every conversation for a month will be impossible. Actually, I have a bigger dream. That you will live the rest of your life in possibility. That's my dream. Thank you.